I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review, and this is once again thanks to Forrest. Thank you so much for your generous pledge on my Patreon, and it's for the Raid Redemption. Once again, if anyone ever wants to join my Patreon, the link to that is down below, and you see the different tiers for it. Or if you want to directly send me a request of pretty much any type of video via PayPal, the link to my PayPal will be down below as well. It could be pretty much any type of video review, whatever you would feel like. But the Raid Redemption, I mean, what more can be said about this? This might be the shortest review I ever do because I go, this is an awesome movie. Go see it if you've never seen it. Go watch it again. It's badass. And you get awesome fight scenes. You get great simple setup. Some pretty damn good direction and ideas. Some nice music, especially the razors out, which ends the movie. You got your razors out. You know, people say, oh, this ripped off Dredd, or Dredd ripped this off, but really they were both just being made at the same time, truthfully. I think someone even said that Dredd was technically being made before the Raid, but the Raid got done first because Dredd had to deal with the 3D and the effects. But I love both movies. And the Raid Redemption, I mean, one more can be said. The simple idea, you have a SWAT team, which includes a rookie, which is our lead character. And they go in and they gotta get this Dredd boss and his cronies. They get locked, well, not technically locked in, but there's bad guys on the outside trying to keep them in. There's bad guys looking for them. A good chunk of the team is killed, and the very few have to find a way to get out and get out alive. So it's, in a weird way, it's kind of an opposite Assault on Precinct 13. It's not you're inside and they're trying to come from the outside. It's you're both inside. You're just trying to find a way out. Your villains, you have this character named Mad Dog, and also one of them is the lead guy's, the rookie's brother, who's not too bad of a guy, come to find out. And there's just some really nice direction where, yeah, you have slow-mo, like this bullet going to a guy's head, the camera going from the intercom, and then slowly going to the intercom, and then to the villain watching on all his monitors. This flash of a shotgun from one of our characters that gives their position to these bad guys above, and then they start firing. So again, there's some nice direction by the director. There's, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm trying to see if there's any additional info I can give about the movie. But yeah, the action scenes, the fight scenes, this is why I'm harsh on movies. This is why I'm harsh on action movies. Because these guys did it with such a minuscule budget. You have a badass like Iko Uwais, which I enjoyed him in this other movie I reviewed called Headshot, which I think is fairly underrated because no one ever talks about that film, but I really enjoyed Headshot. To see if I can look at his filmography real quick. This is a guy that Sally, he hasn't been used the best. He was in Triple Threat, which I reviewed on here, which was very disappointing. Mile 22, fuck Mark Wahlberg. I mean, to be fair, there's Mark Wahlberg films I enjoy, but just as an actor, I'm like, I always go, why him? Why not someone else? Man of Tai Chi, haven't seen. The Raid 2, that's a film that could be a really good 2-hour movie, but sadly it's 2.5 hours and it really hinders it. There's easily a half hour you could cut out of it and it would make the film much, much better. But there's some excellent fight scenes in The Raid 2, so it's worth a look for that, but that's a movie that clearly did not need to be 2.5 hours long. I forgot he had a cameo in The Force Awakens. Beyond Skyline, it was a waste of him. I mean, granted, you just say he was the best part of the movie, but it's like, he should have just been the star of the movie, honestly. The Night Comes For Us, I heard so much about that. I wasn't a fan. I'm sorry. I prefer The Raid, Headshot, and even The Raid 2 over The Night Comes For Us. I'm sorry. I did not care for it. Stuber, interesting that he was the villain. He didn't really have much to do. You know, he wasn't in the film a lot, but Triple Threat, very disappointing. Apparently he's in the new Snake Eyes movie as Hard Master. That's a name. But yeah, I mean, I would say the best film he's done after this is Headshot. But yeah, Mile 22. I know a lot of people loves The Night Come For Us. I just wasn't my... Because I didn't care for the lead. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I'll just put it at that. But this one, I mean, it really shows what you can do with a simple idea. You know, to infiltrate this high-rise building. And all these bad guys just come out of the woodwork to try to take care of the SWAT team. And Iko Uwais is doing his best to survive. He's helping this guy, one of his teammates. Memorable moments, like they're hiding in this little closet and someone's just poking with a machete, and there's a point where the machete has cut our lead and then slowly slides it out, and he's trying to get the blade not too hard so the guy notices that he's there, but enough so that he can wipe at least some of the blood off so be less noticeable. And the fight scenes, what can you say about the fight scenes? They're so well choreographed, brutal, fast, fantastic action choreography. It's not edited piss poorly. It's wide shots, so it's not too up close. You're discombobulated. Really moments you go, oh shit. But you have the great hallway fight scene where he's just fucking these people up either with his baton or you're bashing people against the wall, or he throws the guy backwards. He goes backwards, throws the guy, and the guy gets his neck impaled by this piece of the door. Grabbing people by the neck and then sliding it around. Getting a knife and just it's slamming, pop, pop, pop. There's no reason for me to explain it. You should just watch it. And even before that, you get some gunplay, like the lead puts a grenade in the fridge and turns it so it blows the other way and fucks some people up in the hallway. Just fantastic, great fucking fight scenes. And it goes at a good pace. Gareth Evans did a really nice job with that, with pacing the film. He gave a nice mood, atmosphere to this high-rise building with the lighting and again, never gets bored. I never got bored. It never gets boring. You know, the actors do their jobs well. Iko Uwais, the guy who played the brother, who was his name? Donnie Alamsia. Yun Ruyan as Bad Dot. See, I would butcher these names. Which that guy, Mad Dog, definitely has a look and presence to him. The ending, I'm always a bit iffy on the fact that it's two good guys against one bad guy, because to me, in my mind, I know it's stupid, but I always think of, well, it's a good guy. He should be able to fight him on his own, one-on-one, and shouldn't need help. And I know that's a stupid thing of thinking. I think just being raised on Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and Stallone films, and you know, when he fought the bad guy, so I know it's a stupid rationale, but with that said, it's still an extremely well choreographed sequence, and these people are just getting hurt and banged around and fucked. It is a great. To be truthful, it is a great finale. It's a great fight. And everyone's getting their shit in, so to speak. And I guess in story, it does work because it shows that these two brothers, who are, one's a cop, one's a crook, but they're working towards a common goal, and that they can actually work together. But then, didn't the sequel, they kill off the character off screen, the brother? Not the lead, but the brother. Which, that was another thing that I didn't care for in the sequel. I don't hate the Raid 2 in retrospect. It has some fantastic... The last 30 minutes of that film is fantastic. I would honestly say just go watch the last 30 minutes of the movie. But the pacing, the length, there's a lot that could be... That's a movie that needs an editor. Don't touch the action scenes, but I easily saw 30 minutes you could cut out. For example, the guy who plays Mad Dog, he plays a different character in the second film. Everything with that character could have easily been cut out. That and a couple others, throw on 1 or 2 lines of dialogue to get from point A to point B. Boom, 30 minutes out. I'm being serious, because I tried to edit a 2-hour version, and I did, but the picture quality wasn't great because the editor fucked up, so I gave up. But anyway, getting back to this. I think Iko Uwais, I do like him in movies. I hope he gets even more work. I would love to see him be a lead in like a horror monster movie, kicking ass, or I just hope he gets utilized more and better than being second fiddle to Mark Wahlberg in Mile 22. I mean, why do you have to be second fiddle to the fucking Marky Mark? That's the thing with Mark Wahlberg. There are films of his I like. The Big Hit, The Italian Job, Pain and Gain, but just, even I'm going, there's other actors you could pick than Mark Wahlberg. Just him, sometimes he can work 3 Teens, Big Hit, but it's just, he's never my first or second or third choice. Let me put it that way. I know it's a weird dichotomy, but I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, The Raid Redemption, was fun to watch this again. The fact it was done on such a low budget, it says here 1.1 million. 1.1 million, that's it. And to this day, if you say The Raid Redemption, people go, oh, cool. That's a cool movie. You know, Gareth Evans, the director, moved to Indonesia to film a documentary about the country's martial art, Pencat Silat, I mispronounced it, as suggested by his wife of Indonesian Japanese descent. He met Iko Uwais, who then was working as a delivery man for a phone company based in Jakarta. Then they did the film Merantau, and then The Raid. At first he wanted to do a large-scale prison gangster film, which I guess is kind of what they tried to do in the Raid 2. A teaser trailer was shot, but the project proved more complex and time-consuming than anticipated. They had insufficient funds, so he changed the film to a simpler but different story with a smaller budget. Bit more streamlined. It's like a survival horror film. I mean, I can kind of see that. With his previous films, some fans complained the action sequences took too long to appear since the first 45 minutes of the film laid emphasis on character development. So the director said, I'm going to make a full-on action film. And it worked. It worked well. Part of me wonders if in retrospect he's a bit mad about that, because I don't know why, because you always, if you say that, there's a lot of directors that get offended, but I don't want to just make an action film. I'm like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with a full-on action film. He's never said anything. I don't know why. It always seems like you get that vibe from, not particularly this director to be fair, but a lot of directors that just like, there's got to be more than that. Roger Ebert, 1 star out of 4. He criticized the lack of character depth and noted the director knows there's a fanboy audience for his formula in which special effects amp up the mayhem and senseless carnage. Yeah, because there's a lot of character depth at Speed 2 Cruise Control. I mean, to be fair, it's his opinion. To be fair. Hell, there's a lot of times I've said a review and there's a lot of people who don't agree with me, so to be fair, you know, he has a right to his opinion. I don't have to agree with it though, but he has a right to his opinion, and that's just me being PC. That's me being honest and truthful. And on the flip side, Roger Ebert did like The Golden Child and Leviathans, 2 of my favorites, so yeah, I don't think it deserves a 1 star out of 4 though. That's just my honest opinion. I disagree with that entirely. But I mean, a lot of people loved the film. A lot of people enjoyed it. Became, sadly, not a big hit as should have been. Just like Dredd should have been a big hit. I know the director said he's not interested in doing a Raid 3, which may be for the best. You know, people do fan cuts. I wish someone did a fan cut of the Raid 2. I would love to see it. I think a more streamlined version of the Raid 2 would make that film better. I really do believe that. But again, the last 30 minutes are fantastic. But yeah, the Raid, I'm sorry this isn't much a review for us, but this is just a badass, kick-ass movie with fast pacing, fantastic martial arts choreography. Once in a while, a little bit of a CGI blood that takes you a little bit out of the movie, to be fair. That's really one of my only little complaints about it. I mean, the 2-on-1 fight, in retrospect, I get why it's done for the story, and it's a well done fight scene. That's more like a preference thing, but it's not really an issue when it's done this well with, you know, these actors really going for it. And that's what I felt with this movie. These guys went for it. They went for broke. We only have $1 million. We want to make the most kick-ass action movie we can, and they did. And that's why to this day, 9 years later, people still remember The Raid, or The Raid Redemption. And fuck the remake. We don't need a goddamn remake of The Raid. Oh no, I can't see it. There's no white guys. No, I can see it. It's badass. We don't need a remake of The Raid. I haven't heard anything about it, so maybe it's been canceled, thankfully enough. But the idea that a film not even 10 years old needs a fucking remake. Oh, I can't read subtitles. There is an English dub version. The English dub isn't good. or maybe you should learn how to read. No, I know. In truth, to be fair, this is people's preference. I'm just kidding, folks. I actually prefer subtitled because it just seemed more natural with the delivery of the dialogue. But again, people have their different strokes for different folks. But yeah, love the Raid Redemption. Badass movie. You haven't seen it in a while. Give it another watch. It'll take your mind off of stuff, and you just sit back, straightforward, streamlined movie, and just see a lot of ass-kicking and badassery, and you just go, why the fuck don't we have action movies like this today? For $1 million, $1 million. Yet there's movies that cost $200 million and don't have the slimmest of badassery that this film has. Someone explain that to me. Please do. I would love to know. But thanks, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.